What age can you start?
I always say it's never too early, never too late. You can, as I did with my youngest, start on day 0, the day they're born. And you can start whenever, but you just have to adjust your expectation and maybe adjust your approach to a much older child is more used to using nappies already. And so you might need to go more slowly, read some books, or talk to them about you using the toilet a bit more if they're that bit older. But really, you can introduce a potty anytime, because that's all it is. You're introducing what potty is, what it's for, that it's okay, downright desirable to use it.
How do you know when a baby needs to go?
They're all different, but there are some kind of commonly noticed cues or times through the day. So for doing a poo, often preceded by some farting. That's a good one. And there's also usually a poo face, especially if the baby's already on solids. You're going to see it in their face that they're trying to do a poo before it happens. For a wee, it can be a bit more difficult. Often babies will do a particular kind of wiggle or make a particular noise, and kind of as their parent or primary caregiver, you're going to start to recognise those the more that you look for them. And a time of day when they're really likely to do both a poo and a wee is when they're waking up. So it doesn't have to be necessarily that you know because you can see physically that it's happening to them, but sometimes you just know because it's a bodily habit that when you wake up, you've got a big wee waiting.
What are the common potty positions?
This will depend whether your baby can sit independently yet or not. If they do sit independently, it's quite simple. You want them sitting upright and you want their knees propped above their hips. If it's a newborn or a non-independently sitting baby, you want to make sure their body's supported by either your chest or your arm, or legs is a possibility. It's not one I've ever tried. I've seen pictures. It looks quite nifty. But generally you want them supported, and you want to try and hold their legs up towards their chest to get that, again, that kind of ergonomic position for weeing or pooing. So the way I favoured with my girls was to pick them up in kind of the normal baby cradle hold, but hold on to them just with this one outer arm and use the other arm to pull a top hat potty underneath them, and then kind of support some of their weight with that potty. And as they get kind of more upright, you can sit them in your lap, so they're kind of leaning back on you, but you can still pull your hands around to kind of pull their knees up, and obviously have a potty between your legs there, or you can sit on the toilet with them like that.
And what is the sound association all about?
People feel a bit funny about this one sometimes, making the sounds, but it can be whatever sound you want. So we chose to go for a wee because it just sounds like a wee, right? And then similarly, we just made a kind of like raspberry sound, like for doing a poo. And this kind of serves two functions. One, those are quite simple noises that a baby can make before they can talk. So the idea is if you're making that cueing sound each time, that they will start to think they could make that sound and alert you. And then the other side of it is that you can use that sound to let your baby know when it's okay to do a wee or a poo, for example. So if you're always making that sound when they do it, and another time you want to kind of hold them somewhere unfamiliar. So with my youngest, if we'd go out and be using a public toilet, I would hold her in kind of her usual position, but she wouldn't start until I also made the cue noises to kind of say, it's okay to do that here.